Good morning to you wherever you're listening to us. This is Business Rendezvous on Mapley Radio 99.7 FM, Ojeri, your own sustainable development goal-based campus radio station. Of course, you know that this is the meeting point of business-minded people, a place where we dig into the success stories of entrepreneurs. In which school do birds learn how to fly? How do rams master the art of knocking their horns? Where do dogs learn and master the art of barking? How do jackals learn and know how to laugh, as it were? And how do monkeys gain mastery of that skillful act of hopping from one tree branch to another? In our volume of discussions on entrepreneurship on this program, we are focusing on the family business model today on this show. We have said it that entrepreneurs and MSMEs, no doubt, contribute significantly to the economy of countries across the world. Today, we are taking a look at the particular contribution of family business model to the economic narrative of developing countries. As we take a look at this, we are taking a practical clue from one of the successful family businesses that have existed in this ancient city of Abeokuta. And that is why I'm pleased to announce that today on the show, we'll be having live in the studio for the first time in the history of this campus radio station, a young and dynamic, vibrant young man who has been making his own mark in the world of business. He is edged from the family business of a popular electronics store located in Abeokuta, and that is talking about the Oluwalogbon. It is not time to take calls on the program as yet. We'll be taking calls. Please do stay tuned because there is a lot to learn on this program today as we host Mr. Solomon Enilolobo, who leads the Oluwalogbon Electrical and Electronics family business, a business that has been in existence for 35 years. Please stay tuned. Good morning once again, and you're welcome back to the show. It is still Business Rendezvous on Mapley Radio. Like I said earlier, I am pleased to announce the presence in our studios live, Mr. Solomon Enilolobo, from that powerful business brand that is well known in southwest of Nigeria, Oluwalogbon Electronics. Mr. Solomon, we are happy to have you live on Mapley Radio this morning. Welcome to Mapley Radio.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be in Mapuli Radio as well. It's my first time, and I'm glad to see that this citadel of learning has a radio station finally.
Beautiful, sir. The program is Business Rendezvous, and it is strictly for business-minded folks. Today, we are trying to explore an important business model that has to do with family-based business. Let's start with a general notion that holds in the business world among SMEs. People say that businesses tend to crash within the first 5 years, that those first 5 years of their existence are the most crucial and critical years during when most businesses tend to die. What's your take about this notion?
That is so true, especially in this country of ours. There is this statistics that if you start a business in Ghana and you start a business in Nigeria, the one started in Ghana is like 5 years ahead of you from day one because you don't have to struggle for power over there. And there is almost constant electricity, so you don't have to bother to buy a generating set, have to worry about fueling and all the overhead costs attached to that. So businesses do suffer, and that's a very good statistics from is it the National Statistics Board?
Yes, sir. The NBS, multiple NBS. Sources confirm this.
Yeah, so it's very true. I know a lot of businesses that I grew up knowing in the city of Abeokuta that are not existing today, especially one-man businesses. And so every business must be aware of these not so interesting fact and begin to make ways, begin to strategize, begin to do things that will make you survive the test of time. You must be passionate about your business. You must sit down on your business and do the hard work to establish and ensure the business survives. Then we will now begin to talk about making it a legacy business.
All right, let's now focus on the concept of family business. In the preamble to this program, I said that in Africa, this problem of youth unemployment in the natural native African communities, we have these family-based businesses. A lot of families were even proud of their family craft. It will reflect sometimes in their surname. You will have people who say Ayonuga. You will know they are from a drum beating family. You had people who were hunters, who were fishermen. But when civilization and colonization came, we tend to have thrown away that model. Now, to think of family businesses, another research says most families are not able to make their businesses transgenerational. That is to pass it from the father, for instance, who starts the business from one generation to another business. But from our research, we came to realize that Oluwalogbon Electronics is one successful family business model that has produced someone like you. I feel intimidated by your profile because you should be teaching entrepreneurship. We should bring people like you to come and share your wealth of experience. Having moved from the Oluwalogbon family business model, you have not only succeeded at this, you have been able to carve out a niche for yourself, even into agribusiness. You co-founded Medbase, a pharmaceutical line that is changing the narratives in community pharmacy. What is the success story of Oluwalogbon that people are already taking and would like to know today, sir?
Okay, so personally, I grew up in a family that does business. A lot of people grow up in a family that all they do is they are professors. A lot of people growing up in families that they are civil servants. You've seen lawyers producing lawyers. The father is a lawyer, the mother is a senior advocate. They are producing a lot of legal minds. So it's like that. So for me, I grew up in a family where all we do.
At what age did you got into business? At what age?
Since I was like 7, 8, 10 years old, I've always been following my dad to Nigerian Wire and Cable in Ibadan. It's now defunct.
The business started in 1979. Oluwalogbon Electronics started
in 1979.
I was a year Ogo State was founded.
Exactly, and I was born in 1984. So it started like some 4 or 5 years before I was born. So going into it when I was 7 years old, I was already following my dad to Nigerian Wire and Cables in Ibadan. By the time I was 12, 13, I was already going to Alaba. And we go to Alaba like twice in a week. So whenever we're on holiday, we always go to Alaba. Whenever we're coming back from school, I went to Abibita Grammar School and Ijemo Tutoring School. So whenever I was coming back from school, I was always going to the office.
So while you were learning in school, you were also learning the family business role.
Yes, and we've been learning the ropes right from where we're in junior secondary school up to senior secondary school. This is that, this is how you do this is how you do that. So it was easy to go into. And learning from that, I've always known that to live the kind of life you want to live, you have to be an entrepreneur. And that's why you see the richest people in our society are the entrepreneurs. And so that's why they are comfortable. You can make it and get a lot of money by having your own business and doing your own thing. Salaries will not make you live the kind of life you want to live. And the kind of life I see my parents live, I think is a kind of fair, comfortable life, and I feel that's the way to go as well. It does not mean none of my brothers are, all of my brothers and sisters are entrepreneurs. I think it's only one of us that's working in the bank, and he's even at the top in the bank. And so for me, that's the truth, and that's the story behind it.
Okay, now let us take a look into the challenges. We have looked at the problems that businesses face generally. Focusing, since you learned the ropes and you saw it all, what was it like seeing your dad stabilize the family business? Can you mention in top 3, 4 order of importance the major challenges that young growing businesses that are trying to scale up, that are trying to expand face in Nigeria? You mentioned power supply earlier. Please fleshing it out to learn.
I will speak to access to finance, access to market, Those are two big problems. Then the economic issues. For example, access to finance. Every startup needs finance. Though if you want to grow, a lot of people have talked about starting from zero. Like you can start businesses without even having capital and all of that. But for you to grow and scale up, you need a lot of money. And that's why you see a lot of businesses, especially IT and tech businesses, going for fundings. You hear round one funding, round two funding, and all of that. And that's why government can come in and begin to give single-digit loans to entrepreneurs. Now, the truth is, it is only businesses that can solve unemployment problem that we have in Nigeria. Government cannot solve it. Government, you will have to work there 35 years, and it's only a trickle of them that resign, and a lot of people even for GIA and all of that. But businesses, and those small businesses, the one that employ 5 on a single street, if you have like 7-10 businesses, and each of them employ 5-7, multiply that, and you see if different streets are littered by businesses like that, they can suck up the unemployed youth, and you see that reduce drastically. So it is the interest of the government to begin to fund some of these viable businesses and give them grants and give them single-digit loan and give them tax breaks so that they can survive and evolve and begin to suck up even more. If you surviving, then you be between you're employing 5 to 7. Before you employ 15 to 20.
When you scale up,
yes,
you'll be able to employ
more. And that's what advanced economies do. The other one is access to market. A lot of people have the product, have the goods, but they don't know how to access the market. For example, you even hear in some places in Ogun State, they will still buy their product from Lagos, despite the fact that it is available
within their environment.
Yeah, so you need to be able to access this market and say, okay, who and what need my services? How and where? Who can introduce me and vouch for me that when they entrust me to deliver this or do this, I will not disappoint them. So you need to work on your own track record and ensure that you can have access to the market. Access to the market can be solved by networking. I mean, by the time I know you and you can mention my name in some rooms that I can get to, then you're beginning to open up those market for me. Government is sometimes one of the biggest customers or that can patronize you.
So businesses, right?
Yeah, so when government also wants to buy, they should ensure they buy locally. And ensure that they open up the market, and businesses can grow. They will employ more. They will pay more taxes. They will pay. They are paying in the state.
So when government does that, they are not doing it for free because it will trickle back.
It will trickle back. It supports the community, support the society, and all of that. Then economic challenges. So see, people can only buy when they have disposable income. So if the money you have is all into paying your students' school fees and all into eating and all of that, there is no disposable income that you can use to maybe relax with
that
your
reduces
family.
their purchasing power.
Exactly. The purchasing power is reduced because your disposable income has also reduced. So if the economy is a bit better, I am with the president for some of these reforms that they're doing, stabilizing the naira, making us have a single exchange rate,
tax reform.
Yes, tax reform, even the subsidy removal of petrol, all of it. I know it's going to be a bit tough at the moment, but the more the government can do to improve it and even make it more easier, then the better businesses will do. So, but it is in the interest of the government that we have strong, viable business. You will see that when leaders visit other nations, what do? They take their business leaders with them. Because government itself cannot do the business.
Government has no business in business, really.
But government will provide the enabling environment that all these businesses will thrive. And when they thrive, your country thrives.
Because they will contribute to the gross domestic product, ultimately. Now, we have taken a look at challenges.
Yes.
Now, let's focus on strategies. Now, power supply that you mentioned earlier. How has Oluwalogbon Electronics, over the years, within the span of close to 4 decades, been able to survive? Most businesses will spend a lot of money on diesel. You are into electronics, you have to test the products for customers from time to time. What is your strategy? Can you mention a few of the strategies with which your brand has been able to survive over the years?
So what we know that you can't afford to enter an electronics company and everywhere is dark. and you want to buy a 70 inches TV, and it's only when you come that we're going to put it up and all of that. Well, you should come in and feel the ambience.
The ambience, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the idea. So we understand that our business model, and we earmarked funds for that ab initio. But what we are doing now is to go into solar to ensure that even that the cost will further reduce. Of course, in the initial stage, you might be spending close to 7-10 million in installing all that, the capacity that we need.
At the initial phase.
Yes, but along the line, you see that it's even cheaper.
Compared to the money you'll be spending on buying diesel on a daily and a weekly basis.
And I encourage all businesses to do that. At the same time, encourage our government to say that you know what, if we do not have power, then we are not ready as a nation. If we do not have constant electricity that companies can run on, industries can run on, then we've not started. Remember that in Abeokuta, when rich business people, when rich people want to start a business, they rather go into service than into manufacturing because of the cost of manufacturing. But you will see them opening hotels, opening bars and all of that, rather than we going into the real sector, manufacture this and manufacture that, rather than going to providing services. So but if we can ensure that cost of cost of power and cost of electricity is reduced. I mean, even if we're going to be using generator, let us be buying fuel for maybe 500 naira, maybe 450 naira, so that it's a bit cheaper. But the best is for us to have constant electricity, and businesses will be able to thrive. Then we can go into the real business and produce.
Over the years, and for many of the entrepreneurs that we have interviewed on this program, people tend to identify staffing issues, staff thefts, and the unreliability of people who work with young entrepreneurs, with young businesses, with scaled up businesses. How has it been? What has been the experience of Oluwalogbon Electronics coping with staff theft as a threat to the survival of business?
So it's so rampant these days that a lot of young people don't want to work. A lot of young people prefer to make money on a daily basis. They call it Ojoojúmọ́, and that's why you see a lot of our young people going into Okada right now, because they believe that I'll get this money quickly. That get rich quick syndrome is a bane really in our society. But the truth is this: every business must have a structure. So we over the years develop a structure that takes care of that. So we begin to have policies, we begin to have an HR, human resource department that begin to churn out the policies, begin to churn out the training, so that right from recruitment, you can sieve out people that have the tendencies to do that. But if you now even miss one or two red is it red light we call it?
The bad apples.
Yes, then your
red
structure,
flags.
yeah, the red flags. Then your structure should be able to take care of that. And when somebody that is an outlier comes into the system, it begins to shape on himself because the system does not allow you to do many of those things. But the truth is, many entrepreneurs just want to do everything by themselves. You want to be the accountant, you want to be the marketer,
You are the HR manager
you want to be the HR,
who interviews
you want to be the driver, you want to be the everything.
So what do? You outsource some of these things to professionals?
We outsource some of them. We also employ professionals in-house so that every department, I know it comes with, I mean, this is a business.
Additional cost.
Yeah, it comes with additional cost. And this is a business that I run for over 46 years. And so it comes with this, with the capacity developed over the years. And that's why we could be able to do many of this. I tell people that we are the most structured and the most structured and the most composed, the most structured electronics company in Enilolobo. We are the one of the best managed.
The brand is suitably referred to as the king of electronics.
It is the king of electronics
because the years have been there, the experience has been there.
There's been organizational learning over the years that are built into our processes and our procedures to ensure that we are the best and we offer the best service.
Okay, the year is gradually coasting towards an end. And everyone who takes a ride in and around Abeokuta, the state capital, can literally feel the advert presence of Oluwalogbon Electronics. What do you have for young people, especially Nigerian students, during this Yuletide period that is now fast approaching?
So, Nigerian students in Ogun State, we at least in Abeokuta, we have FUNAB students
Yes,
and Mapoli students. Those are the two major institutions. And
the National Open University.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
now, here's the thing: for young people, for students who want to buy stuff, we have tried to make it easy. We have the option of installment payment, wherein you can pay this thing little by little, and you pick your product at the end of some period. For people that are gainfully employed and we can track them to an organization, we also give them, you can pick the product.
Right, so even staff of Moshood Polytechnic, you have package for all.
So you can pick it, and you want to say, okay, I want to do it in 3 months. If you're doing it in 3 months, there is no additional cost in terms of interest rate.
Okay.
But if you're doing it in like 6 months, then you might be having maybe 10 to 20%, depending on whatever it is you're buying, additional cost on it. But it pays to quickly dispense with this thing so that you don't have anything bogging down your finances and all of that. So, and this period, we say we are doing giveaway.
That giveaway of a thing. When I saw it's even in pidgin English.
Yeah, we did giveaway.
We do giveaway. I said, if you are doing giveaway, then bring it up to Mapoli because we want the best for both the student population and the staff.
So whatever it is you buy at the moment, you call it a gift. No matter how small it is, it goes with a gift. Wow. But if you now buy multiple items that is into $1 million or thereabout, we have a box we call mystery box. So in this mystery box, we've placed a whole lot of items there. Is it refrigerators? Is it sound bars? Is it home theaters? Is it microwave? Is it television? Toasters, blenders, iron? We place a whole lot of items there, and we ask you to pick.
Wow!
So we wrote some papers which contains these items. So whatever it is you pick.
Wow! Just on your share lock.
Yes, on your share lock. So whatever you pick, or whatever I can't. I'm trying to remember Yoruba proverbs. So you pick whatever, and you will see there like, oh, it's there. The TV is there. The home theater is there.
Wow!
But you are the one that picked
it all by yourself.
So that's why it's a mystery box, because you don't know what you're gonna pick.
And that's one way of appreciating your customers
who has been with us over 46 years. So if you go in within a bit and meet the older people, they will tell you, yeah, they know Oluwalogbon. They've been buying from Oluwalogbon years back, and they see so many of our other ones that I greet them like, although Baba and and so that goodwill is there. Abeokuta has done well to us, and we also need to give back to the community.
What is the place of brand integrity in this over the years?
Now, my dad is a Christian, and over the years he will tell you, do not take whatever is not yours. Do not lie to sell any product. So you will find us not lying. We have some of our staffs that are former Moshood.
We must commend you for that.
And there are current people that are doing IT with us. They will tell you Oluwalogbon will never say a fake item. In fact, if we have found a default or defect or the item, faulty item, we tell you never ever say, don't quickly package it and
sell it to the customer.
No, because it spoils the brand. At the end of the day, when they use it and it doesn't serve them, they will not say, oh, this brand LG that I bought is bad. They will say, I bought it from Oluwalogbon. Why they expect Oluwalogbon to only sell original? That's the brand promise, the brand identity.
And there has been consistency.
It has to be. If the brand wants to survive, what they know you to do, you must keep doing it. So if the brand has known you, if you've been known for nefarious activities, then keep on doing it. But you've been known for integrity over time. Or else, what I'll keep hearing that, Baba, you okay, Sheba, you. And you don't want
that would be a big knock.
Yeah, you don't want to start hearing that. So you ensure that Baba is still around. He's about 74 years old now. He still comes around. So you don't want bad report. We call it 2G. We're in second generation. So he's the first generation. We're in the second generation. The prayer is we also be able to hand it over to G.
I have no doubt you're already grooming your 3G. Your 3G.
So that it can survive. Now let me say this. One of my mentors took me to Scotland and began to show me companies that have existed over the years. And say, this is what your company should be. You don't want to stay back in England and work with this. You're building somebody else's business. At the end of the day, everybody has got to mind their own business at some point in time. So it's about building a legacy that Abeokuta can be proud of. and you can say, oh, look around you. How many companies are there for 50 years? You hardly
Even
find
for
one.
stinkingly rich people in this country, we can talk about so many businesses that they have not been able to pass it to only a generation. And we celebrate the grace that has made that to happen.
We won't be able to preserve something for Abiyokuta, to have a legacy business that will say, this is an Abiyokuta brand and it's world class. And it has gone beyond Abiyokuta. It is now here, it is now there, and it's world class.
Beyond electronics, you are involved with MedBase, a pharmaceutical brand. Did you study pharmaceutical sciences or microbiology?
My master's was in public health and then promotion from London Southbank University, but I do nothing close to that at the moment. My wife is a pharmacist. She's pharmacist in Enilolobo.
Okay.
So together with my wife, we founded the pharmacy in 2016.
That's another family business by the side.
Yes.
Starting with you.
I told you I grew up in a business environment, so I've always loved business. And business comes to creativity. So you want to be, okay, what else can we do to
solve problem? And a real and existing problem.
Exactly. So if you come close to Federal Medical Center in Abeokuta, you find out a lot of patients in the hospital cannot get quality drugs. You find out that because it's government, the pharmacy in the hospital is not even well equipped to be able to take care of people buying drugs there. So you get people that have their families in the hospital, but they are going to Omida, they are going to those distances to get drugs. And so we felt, okay, the fact that we've got properties close to this hospital gives us, opportunity to be able to solve some of these problems, and we began to solve it. And I can tell you for a fact that we are the first persons to be able to sell anti-cancers and a lot of eye drugs like that, that normally they wouldn't even sell in Abeokuta. And we were the first person to be able to sell those kind of that. When they write it for them in FMC like this, they go to Lagos, they go to Ibadan to go get it. But we began to sell it in Abeokuta and began to revolutionize the way medicine is being distributed, and began to get in touch with those people that are into health insurance and all of that, and they began to trust us that wherever it is, just go to medicine, you're going to get it. And we say that whatever it is you're looking for, except it's not drugs. If it's drugs, they will stop.
Wow. Then let's focus on agriculture. Food security is a big one. And my research, that is why I felt your profile is quite intimidating. You are also into agriculture. What is your advice for young people who probably are doing well already in some established businesses? As far as agriculture is concerned, there are too many risks. You talk about insecurity. How are you able to face that agribusiness line of yours with all these challenges that people tend to associate with going into agribusiness in Nigeria?
So the thing is, I'm passionate about green space. So it's something that we do have a lot of green space here in Nigeria. So it was something I discovered I loved when I traveled abroad. So when I travel on the countryside and I see the hilly green space, I just fell in love with it. And so when I go back to Nigeria, I was like, okay, I want to go into this and I want to do agriculture as well. And so in 2021, I started, and I had 10 hectares of only maize. And the state government told me at that time it was the largest maize field in the whole of the state.
Wow.
And so I love that. When you do the drone capturing,
aerial view, green, lush greenery.
That's what I love. And it was a bit tasking because I was driving to my farm one of these days and I saw one of my staff place 2 bags of fertilizer on his leg on the bike, and he was going away with it.
That's the issue of staff takes cropping up.
Yeah, so it was a bit daunting. 6 a.m. every morning now, I have to be in the farm and all of that. So what I did was to say, okay, this is a bit tasking for me because I've got all the things that I'm doing. Okay, we'll then go into poultry business. The thing is that Nigeria still import a lot of its poultry products. So we can actually produce what we are eating. We eat chicken every day, we go to eateries and all of that with chicken, but most of them are imported. So we have the capacity to produce. So we launched a 50,000 pen capacity.
Wow.
And it's one of the biggest in town. I think we have just about 2 of that capacity in the of Abeokuta. So we have 50,000 pen capacity that can produce broilers within 6 weeks. Sometimes we do 35, 40 days, and these are ready to get on the table. So I just love the fact that we can solve problems. I saw that niche that Nigeria was going to ban importation of poultry product then, and we thought this is what we
you're
can
keen into it.
thought this is what we can do. And I felt, oh, I still have a bit of time. I mean, with structured Oluwalogbon, I can step back and see how these things run. While I'm stepping back, I can spend my time in other endeavors, and so that I can see. I believe God has placed a lot on my heart, and I believe God has given me capacity to do. So what then will I tell my God if I do not manifest all that I can do? And I begin to get complacent and say, I'm comfortable anyway. But then there's still more that can be done. I still have the capacity to do more. So why then do more? And it's something like this that Dangote does, that it becomes the richest black man alive.
Wow. No doubt it has been not just an interview session, it has been a great learning session to hear from the horse's mouth such an experienced entrepreneur. Now, what would be your advice to young undergraduates, people who probably have family businesses, and people who are not so much a privileged family like that, like yours, who are learning entrepreneurship?
We need to revolutionize whatever it is you found your parent doing. It does not stop you from doing what you're doing. It's more or less a side hustle. I know I have relationship with just 2 billionaires in my life. At the moment, they are billionaires. One of them tell you he has a side hustle. And what's the side hustle? He has a bakery here in Abeokuta, Freshest Bakery, very close to you at Messi Hospital Junction. He owns one of the biggest IT companies in Lagos. But then he has a side hustle.
Billionaires see they do side hustle.
Exactly.
How much about myself?
We need to inculcate that whatever you're studying, whatever it is you're studying, find out, okay, your parents sell pepper. How can you sell this pepper in a better way? Your parent does more in Akara. Somebody said if somebody that died 50 years ago wakes up today, we're still doing Akara, you still do it then. So it will still do well in our society, nothing has changed. And it shouldn't be like that. There must be innovation, because it is innovate or die. If you do not innovate, you're dying. And so all of these things that we do, is it more that we do? Is it Akara that we do? Whatever it is that we do. And this is what our parents did to send us to school. So we should not forget it. They did it, they made a lot of money.
And with the impact of the education that we now have, we should do better.
The essence of the education we have is to do better with whatever it is we see. Because business is the only thing that can take you and give you the kind of life you want to live. And so if your parent has started something, do not just go away, just leave it. We are not interested in that. One of you must be interested in it. One of the biggest pharmacies in Abeokuta today is very difficult for succession planning, because none of the kids are even interested. None of the kids are even staying in Nigeria and things like that.
And that has been the biggest challenge with most people that are running family businesses. Yeah. That's why we singled out the Oluwalogbon electronics story to tell us we focus on the family business model, which no doubt is a very powerful model of business, not only in this part of the world, it exists across the world.
Yeah.
Okay, we at Moshood Abiola Polytechnic are looking forward to tapping more from your wealth of experience. We do hope that if we invite you, we have a skill acquisition center here at the Polytechnic, we have an entrepreneurship center, and we do hope that if we also beckon on you to identify with us in terms of coming to share some of your wealth of experiences with our students, you will give us your attention and time.
We will, definitely. We have a relationship with Moshood Abiola Polytechnic since when late Iyalode
Alabalosin was the chairman of the governing council.
So we're a member of Abeokuta Chamber of Commerce, so she brought us in. We support along with electronics department and a lot of other departments that we support as well. So whenever we receive the invitation, we will definitely.
And that is where we'll be drawing the curtains this morning on this special episode of Business Rendezvous. We've been speaking with Mr. Solomon Enilolobo, who leads the Oluwalogbon Electronics brand here in Abeokuta. The brand is referred to as the King of Electronics, and he's been sharing with us the challenges the strategies and the success secret of this business that has moved from the first generation to the second generation, and we are trusting God that it will move to a 3G, a 4G, and a 5G successful business model. This is where we'll be drawing the curtains this morning. I remain your on-air radio business companion, Olufemi Orishola, on behalf of the general manager of the station, the King Kunle Oluwose, and the entire crew this morning. We are happy to have you listen to us, and I have no doubt that you have learned one or two things that you will hold dear and you can apply to your life and your business life also to make a significant difference in today's world. Good morning and thanks for listening.
Hello Lagos, hello Nigeria. Have you heard about Open TV? Open TV is also known as OTV, and it is the latest online TV where you get educated, informed, and entertained. Why don't you subscribe for more interesting and amazing historical background that you don't even know? You'll be shocked at the amazing news and information you get about your origin. Let's go, yeah.
Thanks for watching OTV.